All right, so the David Benetar and Cosmic Skeptic debate. I rewatched it yesterday. Now that I feel like I've really wrapped my head around everything antinatalist and ethicist, and I'm pretty somewhat familiar with Cosmic Skeptic at this point. So I was excited about it, because I'd seen it a while ago and didn't remember liking it too much, or being too impressed by it, but I thought maybe I would like it now that I've read a little bit more into things and heard a little bit more. So I was wrong. It was not a good debate. It was terrible. I don't even know if it was a debate. What I ultimately found frustrating was that, in my opinion, Cosmic did not engage with the spirit of the philosophy. He sort of just picked apart some of the little arguments, which I understand that's what academic philosophers do, but it also to me seemed very pointless. They played this language game, about is nothingness good? Because Benetar called nothingness or non-existence good relative to suffering. And Cosmic was but wait, nothingness isn't good. Good is good, and it was a whole thing, and it was just stop. So, I guess what I find that really was the frustration, and I know there was a second video that they made to sort of go over some of their misunderstandings, which I did watch, and they still didn't really address the spirit of the philosophy, so that doesn't really change anything. This was disappointing to me, because I would have liked to strategically for antinatalism. That's a big platform. Cosmic Skeptic has a big platform, and if he were to when you think about the impact that he's had adopting veganism, if he were to adopt antinatalism, that would just be huge. Or if he were to entertain it and make more videos about it and think about it more, that would be pretty impactful. So that would be great. And so I guess I'm just frustrated that they just went over this minutia bullshit instead of the spirit of the idea or the spirit of the philosophy. Maybe just to explain what I'm talking about a little bit more. I once told somebody about veganism, and I explained, look, I'm vegan because animals feel pain. They're complex beings that are worthy of moral consideration. And, vegan, I don't think they should be exploited like we exploit inanimate objects like coal or, whatever, right? And that's they exist in terrible conditions. We need to boycott them being abused in these terrible conditions. And the person, this is sort of how I felt like Alex was in the debate, where they were just picking apart minutia or going down these stupid thought experiment rabbit holes. This person that I explained it to, they were well, if there was a person drowning, a human, and a cow drowning at the same time, would you save the cow? And I was like, what? You clearly missed the whole point of what I'm saying here. They asked another question. They were does that extend to insects? Do you think an ant shouldn't be, and it's just going on and on. And I understand that those are probably conversations that are had in academic or niche vegan circles, but pragmatically really not super important, And so that's what I felt like the conversation between Benetar and Skeptic was like. So that's my gripe. That's my concern, my disappointment. The solution that I would like to see is a conversation between them, another podcast or video or interview or whatever, in which they just sort of abandoned that whole thing that happened that was a mistake. And Alex just engages with like the spirit of the ideas or some of the arguments that are not so nitpicky and lame, and maybe, you know, so you can kind of imagine some of the arguments that might be more fruitful to engage in, things like, does it make sense to bring children into a dying planet? Is it an imposition to force 85 years of life on someone? You know, like, is there more suffering than people realize? So you can kind of imagine the fruitful conversations that could have been had and could still be had in the future if they were to approach it, in my opinion, in a more productive, more in the spirit of the ideology manner. So hope that happens one day. I'm not holding my breath, but would be great. And that's just my little reaction to the conversation they had. So yeah, have a good evening, and I will talk to you in the next one.